Hey, gun people! Happy 4th of July. Great Independence Day. The little country gave the British a run for their money. So anyway, I figured on this 4th of July Independence Day I would do a little revolution series on. Somebody requested a while ago, a couple people have, but somebody reminded me a while ago about in a revolution, if you've got a group, how do you detect traitors? How do you figure out who's really on your side and who isn't? And that's the ongoing thing for countries. Traitors, people working both sides of the fence, double agents, single agents, spies. People have always been trying to figure out who can you trust and who's on your side. And I guess the best thing that you can do is look for signals and kind of incorporate tactics and policies that the military and government creates. So in a revolutionary situation, or where a small group like in Ukraine, where they're fighting their government, or Venezuela where they're fighting their government, or through the history of time where just about every damn country at one point in time has to fight their government because they let the government get out of control, and the government stops working for the people or with the people, and they start abusing them, and then government lives high on the hog, just like we're going through now. So the policies that military kind of incorporate to kind of keep an eye on that is ComSec, OPSEC, making sure that people aren't talking about things that they shouldn't be talking about in mixed company. Don't talk about things over the phone. In nuclear weapons, they have what's called a two-man concept, where nobody can be around the nuke by yourself. You're always required to have two people. That way, you need a conspiracy. You need two people working together, which is harder to do than just one person. So by having a two-man concept, you always have two people. You also stop having a lone individual being able to do something, sabotage, gather information, sneak confidential documents, etc. So therefore, that's an extra safety to secure or to know when you're around nuclear weapons that you got to have two people. The other thing is, anyone else that sees people in a nuclear area knows that if you see one person, you got issues. Nobody should be alone. Therefore, if you see one person, it's wrong. That person is wrong. He gets jacked up, etc. So, in a group, could you enact a two-man policy in critical areas? Sure. How are you going to flush out people? How do you know if the government's infiltrating your organization? Man, that's pretty tough. I mean, cops working undercover. I mean, we get guys issued different driver's license with different names, get them issued a concealed permit in their other name, so therefore they can carry a gun, but if anybody asks, they can show, hey, I got a concealed permit, here's my name, here's my driver's license. So then it kind of takes away that their law enforcement and crooks think, well, if he was a cop, he wouldn't need a CCW, therefore, if he's got a concealed permit, he's probably not a cop. So, I mean, there's all kind of ways for cops to infiltrate and get into illegal organizations. And in a revolution situation, how are the cops going to, or how are people going to protect their area? And if you watch a lot of these TV series, I think they show it a lot. Red Dawn, the series Revolution on Netflix, Jericho or Geronimo, Jericho or Geronimo, or something like that. So anytime you have a revolutionary type series, and the 100 is another one where they drop these kids out of space. Kind of the same thing, you start getting clans. When government falls, you have smaller, I call them smaller governments, you can call them clans or whatever. They start developing. You have good guys, bad guys, you got people that want to do this, you got people that want to do this, and everybody has their own. There's really no central government. There's no absolute control. There's always people trying to take that position of I want to control everybody. But normally, when a fall of government happens, you have individual groups. So how do you control those groups? Man, there's not really a right or wrong answer here. Everybody's responsible for reporting something wrong. Everybody's responsible to watch everybody else. The old theory, who's going to watch the watchers? If you have people, okay, I'm going to have my most trusted people vet the people that I don't know are new people so we can find out. Who's going to vet the vetters? And how do you know if they don't get somebody that high up in your organization? Or how do you know they weren't, you know, what we call deep cover, or what do they call them? There's sleeper. Oh, there's a light sleeper and a deep sleeper in the terrorists. And I talk about this in one of my terrorist videos, or one of my videos. When we were training for hostage rescue on planes and stuff, when we go on a plane, if there's hostages in there, we have to treat everybody as a hostage taker, even good people. And everybody gets treated as bad because we don't know if there's a deep sleeper. In a deep sleeper, the terrorists don't even know it's there. There is somebody inside that plane with either another bomb, a gun, or something, and their whole job is to not be involved unless the mission's going to fail or they see a terrorist going against what they're supposed to do, and then they'll jump up, shoot the terrorist, and say, hey, I'm in charge now. I'm from so-and-so. So that's called a deep sleeper. So when cops go in, when we're training for hostage rescue on aircraft, when we go in, everybody gets treated as bad. Everybody gets handcuffed, everybody's proned out, everybody's treated as a bad guy till we handcuff them, secure them, interview them, and figure out who's who. Because we don't want to get a bullet in the back by trusting somebody when they could be a deep sleeper. Or you get the Stockholm effect. Stockholm Syndrome, I think I discussed that on my horse channel with horses. I don't know if I've done one on here. If I haven't done one, I'll do it. Put in the comments if you guys aren't familiar, or if you're just semi-familiar with the Stockholm Syndrome. Very, very interesting concept that happens with people and fear, and when they start connecting to their hostage taker. They try to befriend them. Next thing you know, they start believing what they. Next thing you know, they're friends with them. Next thing you know, they're supporting them. Next thing you know, when you come in, you got people who was a hostage trying to attack the cops for attacking them. So when somebody's in charge of your safety, it's very easy for the weak-minded to look at them as your savior. So in a hostage situation, it's more common in women. It's very easy for the women to think these hostage takers are responsible for my safety. They can hurt me or whatever. So they tend to connect or gravitate to them or sympathize with them because they're keeping them safe. So, and that's what governments want all people to do. Government wants the Stockholm Syndrome for all the public underneath, all the sheep. They want you to think, you know what? We're the protectors. You need to look to us, respect us, support us, don't question us, because we're responsible for your safety. And that's a bad thing when government gets that position. But anyway, is there a right or wrong way? Look, you vet new people, you follow them, you have somebody follow them. Sometimes, you know, when people are disappearing, when people are on a phone at odd hours, I mean, when we used to deploy, if we were going on some sort of mission that was classified, secret, top secret, whatever it is, if we were on a mission, once you're notified of that mission and you get collected and you're kind of briefed, you have no communication. You can't call. I don't know what they do now with cell phones. Maybe they take cell phones and they put a little thing up there where cell phones don't work. I'm not sure. But it used to be you couldn't make a call unless you got to a hard line or you went to a payphone. And once we got called in for a mission, if we were flying somewhere, another country or whatever, something was going on and it wasn't in the media, they didn't know, we didn't get to call anybody. We couldn't tell anybody. We know we got deployed, we got there, we got our gear, guns, and shit, and we loaded on a plane, and sometimes we didn't even know where the hell we were going until the plane was in the air. So that's a ComSec, that's kind of an operational security process that, you know what, if nobody knows, nobody can leak it. The less people that know, the less people that can leak it. The problem with that is you want a free flow of communication with your team. You want everybody on the same team. You want everybody to understand what the mission is in case somebody gets knocked off so somebody can take over. So there's always this weight and balance on how much do you want to try and weed out people versus how much do you want to create a good cohesive unit that works together and that trusts everybody 100%. Not a right or wrong answer, but it's a good question and it's something to think about, and it's absolutely something that happens in any group, division, military, organization. Anytime you're working with information, sensitive information that people can get out, there's going to be people trying to tempt them with money, through extortion, through their kids, whatever. So, do you have to always be aware of that? Absolutely. It needs to be in front of your mind. Can you prevent it? No. Can you do things to make it harder? Sure. You got to be creative and use your head. So, that's my revolutionary series on picking out traitors inside your group. I don't know how much you got about it, but hopefully it gives you something to think about. I'm not so much about answering questions as I am to getting you to critical think about what's going on. So I figured I'd put up my earlier flag, since it's the 4th of July. And I think some people call it the Betsy Ross flag. It's got the three in the middle for the 3%ers, but it's the circle stars with the flag. Happy 4th of July. Made it through all the damn fireworks. My poor horses were running around like maniacs, but nice day. Got a thunderstorm this morning, so it washed. Of course, I cut my grass. Anytime I cut my grass, it rains, so it'll grow, so I got to cut it again. All right, we'll end that there.